guys, Karis and Lily here. We're hanging out in my nature spot in Portland. She's kind of gigantic now. She's turning into a huge panther kitty. I think it's all the superfood I'm giving her. I think that when I feed her all those crazy superfoods, it's like reactivating parts of her DNA, because I would have sworn when she was a baby she was not going to get huge like that. Although I know it's not an exact science. Anyway, so this is where I am. This is the same place I was when I recorded the last video for you guys. It's my little nature deliciousness spot in Portland. And I love watching the trees sway. I know I've done videos about this before, but when you just look at the movement of the trees and of the nature around you, it brings you messages, and they're not in English, you know. So I would like to talk to you guys about finding your spot in nature. There have been times in my life when I have been very overworked and stressed. And during those times, it was always very handy for me to have a place to go to. A couple places that I could tell you is when I lived in Santa Monica and then in Redondo Beach, I would go to the actual beach a lot. When I lived in Richmond, Virginia, during a particularly dreary year where all I was doing was studying for my GREs right before grad school and working in a hospital setting. And those of you who know how it feels in a hospital setting will know that's a very draining job. There wasn't much going on that kept me buoyant in spirit, and so the place that I went to keep my spirit open and what word am I looking for? Flexible, yeah, was Maymont Park in Richmond, and I love that place. It's one of my favorite places in the whole world. Here's some nice wind that you can see. Anyway, a lot of people ask me where I am when I shoot these videos. Where are you? It's so beautiful. I wish I had places like that around me. And guys, everywhere I go, I find a great place. They are everywhere. And a lot of times they cloak up, though. A lot of times our minds are so bent on, this is what I have to do, A, B, C, and D, that you only even see the man-made structures. For instance, if I were to ask you what the biggest tree is on your street, do you know? If there's more than one tree, do you know? Do you know how many trees there are on your street? You know, nature kind of just fades into the background. So since it is our original house, and the sky is our original ceiling, and the soft ground is our original carpet, then it is good to find places, rooms, if you'd like to think of it like that, where you can live when you go outside. For instance, this place, for as long as I come to Portland, this will always be a place I come see. Always. I'm forming a relationship with these trees, so we're starting to recognize each other when I come in, and when I come to Portland, I will want to come see them like friends. Surely a lot of you remember when you were little and you had tree friends that you would go climb or sit under and kind of commune with, even though it might not have been in words, language, it might have been in the language of emotion and feeling. But many of us have relationships like this throughout our lives, and when we get too busy going through the day-to-day stuff that mankind has created, we lose touch with what evolved us to be humans in the first place, which is all of this knowledge, among other things. All of this knowledge and all of this information and all of this love. If I could show you, can you guys see the joy that the forest has right now as we're talking about it? Can you feel the way that these trees are all kind of contributing to the conversation? It's beautiful and it's so unique. And even Lily, she's having her own conversation with the forest right now. She's learning where things are and figuring out what her place is in this area. And plants want to hang out with us. Nature wants to talk to us. The air I'm breathing here is cleaner than any air I'm going to get anywhere else. And this is only a 5-minute drive from the house where I'm staying in Portland. So take a little bit of time to do an internet search or just to drive around and see where the parks are near you, but not necessarily the parks. I mean, sometimes to me parks feel too manicured, and this place I wouldn't have even known it was here unless I had been, which I was, driving around, and I just happened to notice, and I just happened to say, those trees look awfully tall and majestic. I wonder what it's like over there. And then I came over here, and sure enough, this forest is a beautiful, enchanted kind of forest that is delicious and amazing. And I know that you all have them too. And I know that you all can find them. And if you do start to come here and do things like, you know, grid your crystals here and, oh, it's a tiny mushroom. You see? It's so And at just that moment, I saw a flash of light out of the corner of my eye. Fairy house, perhaps? That's a whole other subject. Anyway, get outside, smell the greenery. It's delicious, and it's really, really good for you. And I would highly recommend it. Even if it's cold, it's freezing right now. But yet, once I'm out here for a little while, if I am in nature, if I were in the city, it wouldn't feel like this, in the city. But once I'm in nature, it's like my body acclimates in a really interesting way. And I think that's true for a lot of us. And believe me, I do not like to be cold. But I kind of forget after a few minutes. Anyway, the wind is saying hello and inviting you to come out and spend more time in your own natural areas. Just by yourself is fine. It doesn't have to be a whole outing. It doesn't have to be that long. You can just go hang out for 10 or 15 minutes. I'm probably not going to be in this little forest glade for longer than a half hour today, and it's going to change my whole experience of my entire life for this day. So try it out. It will help you to feel better. This was a really difficult holiday season for every single person I know, I think. Yeah, more challenging than usual. So we're coming back into the land of living. And give yourself as much help as you can, because we are bringing through some new stuff and it's not easy to get. So if you're having hard times, you're not alone. And every little bit that you can do to customize your experience to what speaks to your soul the most is a good idea. Alright guys, much love. Go in peace. I'll talk to you again very soon. And yeah, go find your nature spots. Check it out. See what's there.